Hello folks, oh where's my pen? Right, this is going to be Thursday's cartoon, World of Cow, and it's following on, I did one of a cow crying, um, and it's the same joke but it's kind of doing it in a winter setting, um, and I just thought it's funny, you sort of have these running jokes. Crikey, Schultz did it enough times with the trying to kick. Oh, that's the phone. I might have to stop in a sec. Anyway, here we go. No, I don't think it's for me. Good. Thank goodness I'm unpopular. Right. I got an itchy nose. Right. Yeah. I mean, Schultz did the same damn joke for about 40 years, on and off. So I think I can do. I think I'm allowed to do one extra joke, a running gag. Or maybe I'm not. Hang on a second. Okay. So we have a crying cow. So do the little eyes closed. I was going to use the artwork from the original, uh, and then I thought, well, actually, I did look for it and I couldn't find it. So I thought, oh, it's quicker to draw the damn thing. Sometimes it's just shortcuts take too long. Sometimes you might as well do it. And you know what? It's it'll give it a different kind of feel anyway. So he looks a bit happy there. She looks a bit happy there. So I think the attitude of this will be different as well. I think I'm doing it a bit more melodramatic, actually, if anything. Um, so let's just do that. I'm a bit unsure how the joke's going to pan out, actually. I have an idea in my sketchbook, but as I do it, it might change. So she's upset. God knows why. Maybe she didn't get the cow presents that she wanted. I don't know. I was going to do a joke where they killed Father Christmas to use his boots, but I think that time has passed. I did another one. I'm going to have to save it for next year. It's like, no, sorry, it won't work now. I think there are certain times where you can do certain jokes and certain times you can't do certain jokes, and I'm just going to have to. What I did was I've got it in my notebook and I've underlined it in red so that I can, when I'm thumbing through, desperate to look for Christmas material, I'll see it. But always carry a sketchbook around with you. It's one of the best bits of advice I can give you. I mean, the amount of jokes I've forgotten. I usually find out I've forgotten them when I look at them and I laugh and I think, ah, oh yeah, that's a good one. It's quite nice sometimes to leave it a while, and then that's almost like a way of being another person. Is instead of showing it to your friends, show it to yourself in a 6 months' time, and you've forgotten it, and you can find out whether you think it's funny or not. It's very hard to be subjective sometimes about your work. Um, so, but always use a sketchbook. I used to sketch people on the train. I wonder where those books are. That'd be quite good to look at, actually. But yeah, always sort of draw things, and when you're on holiday, if you're not reading a book, sketch people and jokes and ideas and things. They'll just come. I've often said that I think you're kind of communicating with the silent part of your brain, the one that doesn't actually verbalize anything, um, and that's where it all comes from. People ask me where it comes from, and it's jokes and things, and it's hard to say really. It just kind of evolves, comes out of this kind of foggy mist, and I think that is the part of your brain that's not actually talking, but it works in like pictograms. So even if you don't think there's any ideas there, just sit down and just sketch, let your brain kind of wander, and I bet you something will crop up. So there we go. Just, oh yeah, I'll tell you what, she's in snow, so what I'll do is I'll just cut off the bottom part of her hoof just to look like she's impacted her hooves into the snow. Always think about what sort of mediums they're standing on and what have you, and she's not happy, so she's sort of crying. And the joke originally, the first joke of this was she's crying, but she's not crying tears, she's crying milk. And then recently I did a sort of add-on joke, I think it was for Tuesday actually, where she's looking at the udder and it squirts in her face, and because it's cold she kind of gets a snowman head, and this is the same kind of logic. So, but what I was gonna do, I was gonna do a little snowman. You see, I think it's got to be a snowman. Sort of being formed, a little kind of spuddy little snowman. I was gonna do an icy bit of cheese, but I think it's got to be a snowman. Otherwise, people will be confused. I think cheese, obviously, people will kind of be thinking that it should be yellow, and they won't sort of associate that it's a sort of snowman kind of bit of cheese. So I think, yeah. So what's happening is she's crying and it's icing up, and her milky tears are creating a snowman. That's a joke. But I'll just colour it up so you see what I do if you haven't seen it before. If you haven't seen it before, look at my other stuff. What have you been doing? Now, World of Cow isn't published anywhere. I just do it, well, for my own amusement, and hopefully you get something out of it too. If you do enjoy my work, and you just want to show your appreciation, then go to Stiktoonz, Zazzle, my Zazzle store, which is zazzle.co.uk, Stiktoonz, STIKOONZ, and just buy a postcard or something. There's lots of stuff to buy, doesn't cost a lot, and that'll just help me out, you know. Right, so yes, I'll just colour in. I also put all this stuff onto cartoon stock, so if you want to look out for my stuff there, if you want to put it in a magazine or something, have a look on cartoon stock. Again, very reasonable prices. Right, so here we go, and yeah, let's. Oh, thanks, Ripped. I know you're not listening now, but he's just he's retweeted my live feed, so thank you very much, sir. Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Stiktoonz, STIKOONZ, and I post during the week a cartoon a day, and sometimes a bit more. Yes, I don't know whether that's, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, so I try and sort of give value for money. Tell you what though, the other day, on Zazzle, I think the Star Trek lawyers are out in force, because all my little Star Trek jokes started being refused on Zazzle, and they were just sort of, they weren't saying Star Trek. They were just cows sort of dressed vaguely in the uniforms, and there's some nice little jokes there. That's a shame, really, that you can't do Star Wars jokes or anything like that. They won't allow it. You don't make a lot of money on them or anything. In fact, I wouldn't mind, you know, giving them some of the money I make on it. You know, do a 50-50%. I'd be quite happy with that. But yeah, it's a bit sad, really. You're not allowed to sort of comment on basically your culture. I mean, this is our culture. Especially, Star Wars. My God. And when I took my kids to see the first, reboot of Star Trek, I felt all kind of tearful because I was sitting there with my boys and sharing my kind of cultural heritage. Space, the final frontier. I was like, ooh, I was in bits. So yeah, it's a shame that they won't allow you to do that. I think they should. I'd quite happily share whatever money I made on them with them. So yeah, give me a call, Star Trek people and Star Wars. I've got loads of ideas. I guess you're not Family Guy, and they're not going to allow you to do things like that. Still, never mind. Here we go. Let's just colour up the mouth, and that's the gag. There you go. Basically, yeah, I think it had to be a snowman. She's quite. I had a sort of triangle of cheese in my sketch, but I think that works nicely. What I'll just do is, hang on a minute, I'll just save it. World of Cow 127. What are we on? 1000. Oh, 700 and 200. 1279. So there we go. Blimey. And I'm thinking maybe a tree. Yeah, just a Christmas tree in the background. Probably the last Christmas tree I'll do this year. Maybe no, I've got one more to do. I've got a New Year's one to do. I'm going to do that today as well. So, but that's really quick. I mean, this one was pretty quick, really. But just save that again. Yeah, just put a bit of shadow under her again, just to make her look a bit more three-dimensional. And I'm using the lasso tool for that. I think it's going to be a good year, 2012. And when I was in Romania, they were saying, "Oh, it's the end of the world." I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, no, it isn't. Don't be daft." Can't be the end of the world. England ran the Olympics. That would be really annoying. These people that say that it's the end of the world and then have to apologise that they got it wrong. It's just like, well, actually, I'm quite happy. Thank you. Oh dear. Right, okay, that's it, mate. That's the joke. Hope you like it. I might do a boo-hoo, actually. Yeah, but I'm going to do another one very soon, so speak to you soon. Goodbye.